Okay, well, here's the Torchlight video I was thinking about posting. This is like 5 minutes, and mainly I'm posting this because, once again, I really need to post a short video because I've got these other videos that are 20 minutes long, and they're like 4 gigabytes, and it's ridiculous. I don't have time to post this shit. I need to play. But tomorrow's Friday night. I want to play the damn game. I don't want to tie up the internet posting some 20-minute match, but I will do that. I need to. Anyway, I thought I'd give my largely uninformed opinion about this type of game because I don't really play this kind of thing very often at all, really. I mean, they're okay. They're kind of fun. The leveling up thing, it's kind of nitpicky and fiddly and shit. I tend to find that you either go around killing everything in sight until they get around to advancing the difficulty on the monsters, and then suddenly you're getting killed every 2 seconds until you slow up and, update all your weapons and abilities and whatnot. And it's really all about, keeping on top of that, and then you're pretty much okay. In this game, I like they got a lot of variety in this game. You got these little rocks you can insert into artifacts and make them stronger. There's 3 different classes. That's nice. I guess it's not. I don't know. I've never played World of Warcraft, so I guess they probably got all kinds of weird and crazy variety there. But in this one, it is kind of interesting. I mean, there's 3 classes you can go to. You can add all kind. You can do all kinds of things with weapons to improve them. There's 2-handed weapons and 1-handed weapons, and you can dual wield weapons, which is the approach I've taken here. I've decided the best thing for me to do is to carry a projectile weapon in one hand and a 1-handed weapon in the other hand, and I basically stand off and shoot things with the projectile weapon because it doesn't cost you any mana to shoot them with your weapon. Whereas you have to spend mana to swing at them with your little sword there, so I basically shoot at them repeatedly until they get close enough to hit with the sword, and then I finish them off with that. You also get these pets, which are kind of neat, but they're AI-driven, and as you can see, the AI-driven pet doesn't have the sense to keep out of the flames. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to be really possible to kill the little guy. He just runs away when his health gets too low. But the art's really well done, and the levels randomly regenerate, which is pretty interesting. And I can see why this game got rated so well. It's been out about a year, so I'm sure this is no great news to anyone. I mean, I'm sure lots of people have played this game, but I was looking around for I don't want to get stuck playing one game all the time. Once in a while, I do have to play another game. I saw a review of this one, and I said, oh, well, it's not the kind of thing I usually play, but they raved about it. They thought it was really great. And I said, oh, well, I'll try that. I mean, I like single-player games. Sure, they're okay. And I've had a lot of fun playing it. I mean, the review I said you can get through the whole thing in a couple of hours or something. I find that a little hard to believe. I mean, I think I've gotten pretty far into it, but it's taken me, it's definitely, I've been playing it, off and on for a few days, and I feel like there's probably still a long way for me to go in it. This is from a few days back. I mean, you progress pretty fast in this game. So do the monsters, for that matter. I mean, I think at the last time I played, I was up against these kind of lizard men type of deals, and there were these elemental things showing up, and it was getting a bit hairy for me, and I really needed to stand back and upgrade something to deal with that. But the 2-handed technique with the projectile weapons in one hand and the sword in the other, that's worked out pretty well throughout, more or less. Big problem I have is that I have a hard time, in order to aim properly, you have to, I'm sure people who play these kinds of games understand this, you have to know where your damn cursor is, and a big problem I have is when I'm in here in the middle of a fight, I sometimes tend to lose track of that damn cursor and find myself shooting in the other direction and so on, which is pretty annoying and tends to make you die once in a while. But the art is really well done, and the music is really good, and the sound effects are really good, and I guess the storyline's about as good as it gets for this type of thing. So, you know, I'd recommend it definitely. And supposedly they're coming out with a sequel to it here. I mean, this thing's been out for a year, so as good as reviews as it got, you'd think they'd make a sequel out of it. So, yeah, it'd probably be worth looking at the sequel too whenever that comes out in the next few months or whenever it is. So yeah, anyway, I mean, I promise not to do this again for a long time, you know. I mean, because like I said, I'm sure I'll play this once and never again, because you know most video games are like that. But anyway, yeah, have a good evening.